Hey friend, I just got back from Mexico where I was using this Venturesafe EXP35 from Pacsafe. It's a 35-liter sort of largest daily carry bag slash like tightest 35-liter travel bag. 2 large water bottle pockets, compression straps big enough for yoga mats and things like that. It's got these big comfy handles on the top and on the side, which I love, and a lot of Pacsafe's anti-theft technology. I'm gonna walk you through everything on this bag, and I've also got another bag from them, like a sleek daily carry we're gonna open up towards the end. Okay, let's see how I packed this thing out for this recent trip to Mexico. A couple things about this, right? Excellent handle up here on the top. Excellent handle up here on the top, right? This is actually the front face of the bag. This handle you fall in love with. You just do. It's one of those big, juicy neoprene, like gooey Osprey make bags that have big gooey handles like this sometimes. This is a good balance. Sometimes you find big fat handles like this that feel too soft, like they feel breakable. They feel like you kind of want to try to be careful of it. When you have a lot of weight inside of here, you don't want your handle to feel like that. These feel really great. You're gonna notice it. I don't know if you've ever had a bag that has a handle that you really notice, but this is one of the most essential interfaces in human soft goods design, is just a handle. And what Pacsafe are doing with this handle is they're saying, you can trust us, man. It's gooey and soft. Get yourself in it. Okay, you're gonna notice these compression straps here and here. The water bottle goes down right here underneath that. So I used the water bottle on this side. I left that compression strap open. I typically had this compression strap closed. That means that the zipper never went down below that unless I told it to, which is kind of useful. Then you have to unclip to get the zipper to open all the way, which is also very useful. You put it down and you get full access. Showing you that in a second. These compression straps, probably useful when you don't have a lot in the bag. I definitely used that where I ripped it down and it kind of kept it from being too floppy, but the bag itself is not too terribly big that I needed them. There was some cumbersome interactions going around these. You know, you got to make sure that this one's not tight if you're putting in your water bottle. Things like that you'll get used to. It's like, I don't know if I would use them or not, but I have to say, I think it adds a little bit of a look to it, you know? It gets a little, it makes it feel a little like utilitarian. It's like a little bit like, yeah, compression straps. Also, not like massively long, but probably long enough for a yoga mat, which for some of you is not inconsequential. Okay, I'll tell you about this down at the bottom because I never used it once. It's just a shoe compartment. It has its own inner dimension that you can take up space from the inside of the bag, or it just flops down against the bottom, and I've never used it because I never needed a separate compartment. I put everything in this big thing and then this quick access pocket. Flipping it over here, we have a luggage pass-through, which I actually used. I had a roller bag on this trip. I actually used this and it's nice when you need it. Holy crap, yeah. And this worked fine. You've got a little strap on this side, but I don't know why you don't have one on this side. You have a little handle, little tiny handle to get through. This is your laptop, okay? Right here. And these zippers actually do a like self-locking kind of thing, which isn't like foolproof. It's kind of nice if you really want that extra security. Here's your laptop compartment. All right, I have my 16-inch MacBook Pro and my 11-inch iPad Pro. I don't love that I just have to put these two together because I feel like it's a lot of pressure on the screen here. You have to choose how you do that. There's no dedicated iPad tablet spot in the bag, and I wanted it right here so that when I got to the end of the airplane, everything I needed was basically right there. This laptop compartment is not your most structured, not your most protective. Okay, if you have a lot of protection desire for your laptop, you're either going to want to get a hard case for it that still allows it to fit in here. My 16-inch MacBook Pro does fit, but I do have to do a little shimmy, a little side shimmy to get it out. If I had a bigger case on there, I think it'd be getting pretty tight. However, because there's not a lot of rigid protection on this sucker, it's not pulled up off the bottom of the bag. Your laptop's pretty, it's got some exposure. I'm not normally too worried about that, but the way that I was rucking around with this thing, I actually felt a little bit worried about it for my own laptop. So, highly recommend if you have a smaller than 16-inch laptop, getting a hard case, and then you're gonna feel great about that. Or, you know, find a way to put it into the main compartment. Okay, straps here. Let's talk about these. They feel really solid. I love the padding in here. They are stiffer than some of you would like and thinner than some of you would like. When you put this thing on, you feel the tightness and you wanna cinch it down, hook up the sternum strap, and then you're like locked in. It's a very athletic kind of fit. Do you know what I mean by that? I mean, once you're locked in on this thing, it feels like it moves the way that you move, okay? Well, I don't have my laptop in there right now, so I can feel this like gap right here. We did some hiking with that, and that was kind of like a nice little gap for air. There's no mesh on the back. Some of you are gonna feel like these straps, I think, are too stiff. I, however, really love this. I'm carrying a huge weight in this. I just got back last night from Mexico, a couple flights, and a lot of movement through airports and languages that I barely understand, and you're tired after a week of just ripping it up in Mexico. What did I notice about this is I'm carrying a very heavy load. I'm locked in. I had a guitar case. That's not fun to carry a guitar as a carry-on. In fact, all my clothes were in the guitar case, and this is really heavy because I have a huge Sonos Move at the bottom of this. Because I know how to prioritize. And having good background music, that's where it's at. Sonos Move. Call me. Sonos, want to be a sponsor? So my take on the straps is most of you are going to love them. A very small amount of you might notice like pinching, depending on the size, width of your neck, the shape of the body. Everybody's got a different shaped body. I personally dug these. I like the look of these when they're on. They've got some simple load adjustment. Doesn't do too terribly much, but it's kind of helpful, meaning these straps on the top help pull the load a little bit up and forward. The other feature that they have here, can you see this? There's like a flip and a flop. I can pull this whole thing out with a very unique, I'm quite certain this is proprietary to them, has their logo on this thing. You can quickly push, you spin it to unlock, you push it down, and now you wrap this around something and then lock it back into place. I'll tell you where this came in handy for me. We had just done like 6 days with our closest friends in 2 houses right next to each other. Super fun. Lots of people who didn't know each other. A lot of energy I was spending on just kind of being a matchmaker and a master of ceremonies. I loved it. They left. We had one more day. We went to a little beach in Mexico, very mellow, and I realized I'm going to sleep. But I'm on some beach chair in Mexico. There's a bunch of people around. And you know the stories of being in places and just like, yeah, people are gonna get fiddly with your stuff if it looks like it's easy to get fiddly with your stuff. If the disparity between those who have and those who have not is like too wide, if it's too intense, if it's too acidic, then there's gonna be some action, right? And I was gonna fall asleep anyways. Steal my bag, I don't fucking care. But I did wrap this around and lock it in and on a beach chair. But it would have just been enough of a deterrent for them to grab the bag and just realize this whole chair's coming with me. I'm not gonna run down the beach with the whole chair, and I'm also not gonna get down and try to figure out what the hell is going on here. Good work, Pacsafe. This is actually a surprisingly useful feature for that theft deterrence. And one of those things that I noticed while I was traveling, like, damn, that was actually really nice to have. So, mucho gusto. Final bit here on the back, no mesh. You have like no mesh here, okay? I really didn't notice it as a problem. I'll be frank with you. No, not a lot of structure. You see how it bends like this? Got a lot of weight in here, not a lot of structure, okay? Sometimes I love a really rigid, stiff back here. You know, I just like it when it's really rigid and stiff. But this is kind of the vibe of this bag as a traveler's bag. I don't know. I think I really dig this thing. I did not think I was going to. By the way, more theft deterrents. They have a full like lock thing. All your zippers can come in here and lock into this if you really want to get intense, right? I never once used that. Then zippers all the way around. These huge YKK number 10s with these massive clips that you can clip together and I actually do like these tab pulls, these big fat tab pulls. These are designed to be able to clip together so that you're all locked in. You can, like, without even using a lock, you can just keep it somewhat theft deterred. Again, on these designs, better than you'd think they would be. Better than I thought they would be. I've seen Pacsafe stuff for a long time, but I've never really used it personally. My wife had a tiny travel bag that she got for like travel day pack for Thailand a while back. Pacsafe have really great designers, and they're thinking about things very differently, and it shows. It shows. In use, these big fat zippers, first of all, the size of the teeth, lovely. Then the size of the tab pulls, lovely. Then that you can clip them together, which I never did, lovely. And then that you can lock them in here, lovely. They're really crushing the game. Okay, so let's just unzip the top here, and I'll talk to you about this. Right here on the front, you've got a quick access pocket. It's like a taco. It goes around, and you open it up, and you've got whatever's in here. There's a zipper pouch up against here. I've got some what were these called? Rove glasses, a lighter, some chapstick. I'll link to everything below that you need, like the link to the Rove. Check out what Rove is doing. Feel free. I always travel with a little bit of that. I've got my Apple AirPods, a little ear plug, my pencil for my iPad because I didn't want that to fall off. Little RFID pocket right here. I guess for throwing in a passport. It's kind of perfect size for a passport. Thrown in, hidden away. So this ends up being, when you're on the outside of the bag, the quick place where you throw your phone. You're about to go jump in the ocean, throw your phone, grab everything, throw it in here. What do I need? Oh, where's my headphones? The stuff that I need right away, my keys to the bungalow, whatever, right in there. And by the way, this size is big enough to fit my my Bluetooth headphones, my Sennheisers, which we'll see here in a minute. My Sennheiser PXE550 Bluetooth headphones. This is big enough for that. I'll clip this thing off before I forget. This is from Night Eyes, an S-Beaner. Sick, bro. Actually came in handy. Clipped my sandals to the outside of the bag. Could have just used one of these compression straps, right? That's one of the good things about the compression straps is you can totally accessorize and clip things onto the bag. Nice. So on the underside, we have another zipped pocket right here. I have had some issues with these zippers on the inside. You'll see on the back here, some of them have fallen out. We've got some like some spray, some like nose spray. We've got some more feel free. Okay, just a simple pocket in there. Now I've taken off the compression straps. Here's your big beaver tail right here. And look, let's see what I've got in here. So basically the way this moves is I got a Sonos down here, a camera cube right here, a fanny pack that I occasionally use, and my tech pack. This is from Pratt, handmade in Scotland. Hand-shirked wax canvas. Okay, this is just like all of my tech stuff. What came in handy? Okay, this RAV power charger has 2 USB-Cs. It's a GAN charger, so it actually is spitting out like 80 or 100 watts. I can charge my laptop pretty fast. I can charge my phone really fast. I have a USB-C for my laptop and anything else, and a USB-C to Lightning for my iPhone. This is probably one of the better things you could ever do in your life for travel. Just find a 2 or 3, but it has to be high wattage because all my devices are fast charge, high watt devices, okay? The other thing is get yourself a little battery. This one's from Nimble. They're really conscientious about recycling and making things out of recycled products, okay? NIMBLE, and this is just their smallest one. This is what you want to take to breakfast when you forgot to charge your phone last night. You want it that size, little guy, right? Definitely worth it. Then inside of here, just some extra cables for my Bluetooth headphones. That was these, the PXE550s, probably for my money, the best Bluetooth headphones still. Slightly less loud than some of the others, but the way that it pairs with multiple devices, the way, actually I wish it could pair with 3. If they could pair with 3, I have to unplug from the other ones, and then it stores more than 3, but anyways, that's not this video. Still, for the money, and the gangster Bluetooth headphone. Then like, you know, just little things like a business credit card, that dongle that you need for your laptop, things like that. This is my tech pouch. I will link below at this time code to my favorite pouches. I have a list of my favorite pouches, and having you might not need another bag. You should definitely source yourself with some pouches because it makes whatever bags you currently have more functional, and any bags in the future. And, you know, this is just the perfect size and shape. Anyways, this video's not about that. Then I have a little fanny pack, which has some day goods, things that I need from time to time with the group. Then I have this is from Boundary Supply, and they no longer make this, but I love this thing. It has no top. It's really hard shell around it, and I can put it at the bottom of any bag to just leave my camera accessible and protected. Okay, so my pouch just sits right on top of this. And then at the bottom of this, the Sonos Move. Because we were going to Mexico, I knew that all I wanted to do was sit by the pool for a long time. I've gone to Mexico a lot. We're sort of fluent in traveling in Mexico, and it is absolutely fucking gangster down there. I love it. I love it. And the town we were at has gotten quite hustle and bustle. It's gotten a little bit hectic, as my South African friends would say. And it's fun to get to go in occasionally, but mostly having a rad pool to stay by, privacy, can turn up the background music, watch all my friends talk with each other. It was magic. I'll put another video out there on that trip, I think. The bag that I was checking in was a big bag. I had a lot of body working tools, a lot of like card decks, like Oracle decks, a lot of like musical instruments. This was for my wife's 40th birthday. We were bringing a bunch of stuff, foam rollers, all that stuff. This is quite heavy. This would have taken the weight of that bag too far, right? That's why I decided to carry it in my daily carry, my carry-on, because they don't care how heavy that is at all. And I could throw this in the bottom. I could have all this stuff, and I'd be schlepping it around on my back, but, you know, we'd get it there. And boy, did we get it there. Okay, two more things here. First of all, here is that extra fabric. That is to the shoe compartment back here, so you can I could have totally segmented that down in the bottom down there. In fact, why didn't I do that? I don't know. It's just one extra step, right? Then the final piece is this pocket here. Now, this is the pocket that I originally got some zipper funky stuff. It's not self-healing. It's not self-healing right now. But one of the zippers still works. These are KCC zippers. I don't even know what that means. But I'm noticing the effects of it. In this pocket, I love this. Can you see that this has like some dimension built in? Right up, brought up on the top of the back of the back inner panel. Okay, and in there I threw some books. What are we reading? I got some journals. I've got free play, improvisation in life and art. And then this one's gangster, conscious loving, the journey to co-commitment. If you're in a relationship, start messing with this, boys and girls. And then just a bunch of snacks and stuff. Now, in that pocket, there's a few little admin things, nothing special. This is the area where I see Pacsafe both making interesting decisions and like kind of phoning in this thing back here, because it doesn't really need to be much. But this is an area where your meshes, bag companies, soft goods designers of all kinds, your meshes, the way you do these admin panels, they speak volumes of your intention. But they're also and your brand values. But they're also, that material works fine. This zipper did break though. And the three-dimensional sort of, I think that's actually very innovative and very, like, I'm glad I could fit all of those books, snacks, and everything in here. So I open the bag, they're not in my way, but they're very accessible. So this bag from Pacsafe is actually an extremely competent bag. When I first got it, I wasn't certain about how I personally would use it. This use case going down to Mexico and needing basically a larger daily carry than I would typically have so that I could bring the Sonos on my carry-on. And also, when we were out on hikes and stuff, I could throw everybody's water bottles into this. Then we could take turns carrying the bag so everybody could feel the heft of it. The materials performed incredibly. The handles and the straps and it just all made it feel like it was a very unique bag, and it was very capable of all the jobs that we needed it to do. So for me personally, I give it a thumbs up. What would I change? I love that we have this black on black logo, by the way. Thanks, Pacsafe. I don't love like really loud logos. What would I change? I love that these straps actually clip off, or at least one of them does, clips off, so you can wrap it around something. What would I change? I love the like silhouette, the dimensions, the like sort of shape and size of it. This big handle on the front aesthetically looks sort of, again, utilitarian. It looked good on you when you were walking through some Mexican surf town, you know? But what would I change? I don't think I would change much. I love that it's got all of the safety and security items for people who really care about that. Not, like I said, that actually came in handy. For me, what would I change though? Maybe one other thing I noticed is that I would load every, like in the quick access pocket and in the inner pouch just behind that, I would have all sorts of heavy stuff. So opening it up, it would like flop heavily. But that also kept everything really accessible up here. What would I change? I don't think I would change much. I like these zips. I would maybe change those internal zips so that, like, I doubt you're gonna have that issue, but I had that issue. Some of you may. These external zips are all radical. I wouldn't change that. I would maybe have like a built-in pocket for a rain fly. So when you're really, because I think this is like a traveler's bag. Like you take this as your daily carry, you're gonna be able to carry a lot of stuff. You have this with a duffel bag, like the Peak Design 35-liter travel duffel, very thin, throwing everything into there. That's your clothes and all that other stuff, right? And then this is your carry-on bag. Both those are carry-on. This is your slide under the seat in front of you. You have your laptop. And then when you're out and about for a day, you've got a big backpack. For me personally, if I'm doing a work trip somewhere, I want a smaller backpack. This was like Southeast Asia, Mexico, Latin America, South America, like going out. We know we're doing hiking. We know we're gonna mess around a bunch. If you know you're gonna need a lot of stuff, this is pretty big. It's pretty light when there's nothing in it, to be honest. The exterior material did great with all the dirt and the sand and the dust and everything. So if you need a largest daily carry bag, if you need a tight hybrid travel bag, some of you could easily use this as your travel bag and your daily carry bag when you get there. I would use a bigger backpack as my travel bag with a smaller bag inside, because typically I just need a smaller bag. That's all that's it. But boy, was it a great bag to use. Fucking rad. Okay, let's check out this daily carry that they sent me. It's a relatively new bag. Very sleek, right? Nothing on the front that pickpockets can get into. It's called their Venturesafe 16-inch, I think, because it fits a 16-inch laptop. Let's see what we're dealing with. Now, I do know that this has the same cut-resistant straps with that clip, the same thing that was on the EXP35. Again, I do like this feature. Everything on this bag is designed for this kind of side access. So here's a great look at their sort of locking technology thing, in case we didn't get a good look on the EXP35. These zippers clip together, and then you can also put them, as well as this, into here and get that whole thing locked up. You lock it and then you set it with this little guy there. Now that can't be opened. You're like, nobody can get into your bag. This is wrapped around the leg of a table, and it's all cut resistant. I believe this has cut resistant material as well. So initial impressions on the feeling, I love this, you know, again with them, the black on black, the logo and stuff. The material feels all the same as the EXP35. I did love this because like dirt and lint and dog hair and stuff like that doesn't stick to it. It feels really abrasion resistant. I had it down on its face, scuffing in dirt and on cement and things like that, and it worked fine. So this is a good nylon made from recycled materials, or I think it's a polyester, but they do have that cut resistant stuff in there. Little pocket here on the straps for, like, that's the AirPods. The AirPods go there. This strap, initial feelings are solid, it's fine. I like a little bit more density on like when I feel it because I carry by these things often. Little handle right here, but listen, the thing that really interested me, get this open, about this bag when I was looking at the sort of marketing materials on it, was just this kind of like side orientation. Here's a big flat front panel with a little zipper inside, same internal lining as the EXP35, and then a simple like gusseted, almost like a messenger bag vibe in here. Lots of organization across this. Little zipper, little RFID guy, some bits and bops, put your pens, big laptop. They say it fits a 16-inch. It looks like a little bit bigger than that. Here's my laptop, like with my, with my hard drive cables sticking out. There's still plenty of space. You could probably, and do they even make 17-inch laptops anymore? So this is your main use of the bag. Laptop, tablet, everything kind of goes in here. My tech pouch, all in a very slim line, very clean look. It's taller, like I showed you. There's like extra inches to the left of my laptop there. So it's actually, even though it's a really thin bag, like slimline this way, it's actually quite tall. So you have space in there for a few different pouches with organization up against the back panel. Then on the back, you have a little zipper that does have a little security loop up in here. You plop that in through there, or actually like this, and then safe. But what's cool about this is you can feel it doesn't go all the way in. It's like perfect size for a passport boarding passes, you know, like long boarding passes. It's long like that. But you can feel some of the structure in the back panel behind there, okay? Just light, but enough to give this, otherwise this whole thing would just floop down. That's a technical term. Then on the outside here, we've got a water bottle that does have a button to kind of hold it close and together. The button, people are using magnets these days, but the button might be just a simple, I mean, do magnets ever like lose their attraction? I don't think they do. How do they work? So for me, this front pocket becomes my quick access. That's where I'm gonna throw my external hard drive and my power adapter. There is a little zippered compartment inside there so I could throw a few other things, but I don't wanna pack this with too much. That's my like, always need you, jump right in and grab it. Or actually, maybe I end up putting my power adapter and stuff right in here because I only need that when I'm getting my laptop. So I open up one thing, I have laptop and that, and then this becomes, you know, this becomes AirPods on my handle here. So I think this is a radical, like slimline daily carry. I'm gonna be adding this to the website. This is actually, this is solid. Good work, Pacsafe. The EXP35, excellent bag. Listen, for, you know, Sam, you're going to Southeast Asia, you don't want to take too much. Maybe you bring a duffel with you, like the Peak Design 35 travel duffel, like minimal, light, and that has the extra clothes and stuff in it. And this is your daily carry when you're there. It's also some extra stuff while you're traveling in transit between places. You've got this on the bottom so you can throw your sandals in here while you're wearing your, you know, your hiking shoes. You can put your bathing suit and sandals in there. And then you switch into those, you put your hiking boots in here and you don't have any of the dirt getting all over everything, right? You got big water bottle compartments. One of the big things when you're traveling, got to be able to have water, you know, and, you know, don't drink the water if it's not safe. Have you ever thought of that before? You got the locking and you've got the ability to wrap this around something when you're at the cafe, just in case someone tries to run. Apparently, people can sometimes, this never happened to me, but apparently, like, you know, they just straight up cut the strap. So they've got that cut resistant strap in there. And I believe that if this is the same feeling material, so I bet it's probably cut resistant, but don't quote me on that. These great big handles, fits under the seat in front of you on the airplane, right? Jessica, you're gonna love being able to connect your, you know, yoga mat to this thing. Excellent bag. I loved using it. Shout out to Pacsafe for sending these over and sponsoring this video. Holla at your boy. Links below in the description. Those links do support the channel and help me put food on the table for my niños. Thank you for supporting independent media and this little man. What's your take on this? What's your what's your bag like this? Like the Synapse, Tom Benz Synapse 25. They have a bigger, they have a 35 as well. Big bag, lots of pockets. There's lots of other options out there. I think you'd be stoked with this. Quick access. Anyways, you just watched the video. You know what this bag's about. All right, be yourself. Subscribe. Don't try to be somebody else. You know, like what's the future in that? You know, one of the most meaningful things we can do in life is like do something that's honestly and authentically yourself and get a little bit of recognition for it. You know, from mom and dad. Maybe that's never coming for you. I see that hand. You know, have some buddies. Be yourself. Make authentic relationships, and don't worry, it gets better. Right? How you doing? How you doing? Shout out to our world leaders and to the idea of peace. May we find it together. You know, sometimes the world feels like a high school, and like all these different like governing powers are like kids in high school. You know, and that's the dickhead, that's a bully, and those guys kind of gang together and do their stupid shit. And this one she just loves dancing. She's a dancer, you know. Does that make sense to you? All right, I've been doing this for too long. Love you guys. Bye.